WATE 6 on your side. News at 6 starts now.
And we're going to take you back to that bus again. As you can see right over here, they are getting ready to haul it away. And we're told that this investigation is in the very early stages, and THP, along with the school system, will be looking into this. But I did learn another thing from THP, that this was a trouble spot as well, that there has been a lot of crashes here. And they say it's because of this road right here being narrow and on a hill. So definitely something that we're going to look into as we go look further into this bus crash.
Now, if these numbers hold true, that means that every Medic mobile blood drive, they're going to have to defer one patient who would have been able to donate before these new FDA guidelines.
I'm not really excited about it. I never really liked the cold weather that much, although I've lived here all my life. But it's been a lot milder this year, so far, hope that stays that way.
Whether we like it or not, it's starting to feel a lot more like winter here in East Tennessee. Today, Sevier County looked like a winter wonderland with all the frost covering the ground. However, black ice in Kodak forced officers to close one road. Officers found out about the black ice here on Snyder Road after hearing of a single vehicle crash early this morning. They tell me they had to use these 2 buckets filled with salt to treat the roads to make sure cars will be safe.
Thank you. Carrying bags full of clothes, Harry Moskus is helping a bunch of strangers from another country.
When there's a tragedy of some sort, people are willing to help. Just because it's many miles away doesn't mean we can ignore the problem.
It's part of Operation Syrian Refugee Relief, a local effort by members of Redeemer Church of Knoxville and others who are lending a hand.
I have plenty of food, I have clothing, I have everything I need, and yet I feel a responsibility to people in Syria. I feel a responsibility to people across the globe because God made them.
These are some of the things that people have been dropping off, like clothes and yoga mats, but the 2 biggest things they're in dire need for: emergency blankets and shoes.
Racing around the hallways with Ninja Turtles, Jax Dalton makes Children's Hospital his playground with a giant smile on his face.
I can go in Jax.
Aside from the hospital gown, you'd never know this 4-year-old is fighting cancer.
He's so strong. Like, I have no doubts that he's just gonna, go right through it.
Jax has stayed positive since his October diagnosis, one his parents never saw coming.
I panicked because never in my life would I ever think leukemia would come out of his mouth about my child. He's never been sick.
But when Brittany and Will Dalton got the news their oldest child had leukemia, they quickly turned that panic into perseverance.
You feel completely rocked and freaked out. And then all of a sudden, people just start covering you and pouring love and money.
People also started showing their support now from Medic. That came in the form of blood and platelet transfusions for Jax.
Those life-saving donations came from people like Susan Bernard,
It makes your blood come out.
who's been coming to Medic for more than 20 years.
It's such a worthy cause because the need is always there.
In fact, Susan's platelets keep little Jax going strong today.
I could cry. I could cry.
This surprise introduction
Can you say thank you?
You are so welcome.
and Susan's gracious donation struck a chord with Brittany.
It makes me really emotional. Super emotional.
Jax may not realize it now, but these two will be forever connected thanks to Medic.
Makes you feel like people are with you and fighting with you, so that's awesome.
And it shows how the power of donation literally gives life to people in need, like Jax. In Knoxville, Shelby Miller, WATE 6 on your side.
It took a long time for First Lieutenant Bonnyman to finally take a flight back to his hometown of Knoxville. A lot has changed, but so many here felt connected to him despite never having known him in real life.
I have mined everything I can to learn as much as I can, and I dare say I know him as well as I could possibly hope, not having met him.
Lieutenant Bonnyman's grandson Clay in today's crowd grew up with his grandfather's Medal of Honor and the stories that accompanied it.
It was hanging on the wall at every house I grew up in. So my grandfather's story and the essence of it has been a part of my life since I remember.
Some here bound by blood, others bound by country, like the Patriot Guard riders. The Marine was 33 when he was killed on a remote island in the South Pacific during combat in World War II. Vicki Harrell was here after working an overnight shift.
And I couldn't imagine a family member at this time being gone.
and not being able to be located.
Lieutenant Bonnyman's parents, while they were alive, hoped to see this day.
It was so important to them.
An unfinished chapter in this family story that their descendants and a patriotic community will now finish.
He will be lying right next to his parents and his 2 sisters and brother, and that's what's going to make me feel best.
There will be a memorial service held for First Lieutenant Bonnyman on Saturday. His funeral and burial will be on Sunday at McGee Tyson Airport. Mona Nair, WATE 6 on your side.